On this episode of the Carolina Sports Guy, we're going to dive in, folks, and look at the Carolina Panthers. What should we do in this NFL draft, the 2022 NFL draft? Before we get into today's content, make sure you subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. Hit that bell notification to be notified of future videos like this on the Panthers. Hey, folks, by all means, leave me some comments. I love the dialogue. All right, folks, I just kind of want to do a brief video and touch off on this draft. Now, the one thing that really sucks, and I'll tell you, I'm a draft guru. I'm someone who normally gets into the draft. I follow it. I do a lot of mock drafts. I fall in love with certain players. And sometimes you get burnt. You miss out on a guy you want. Sometimes you end up getting a guy you do like. Sometimes you end up drafting a guy you don't think will turn out good, and he does. Other times, you've got a guy pinpointed that you'd like to get, and it doesn't work out. I guess the negative thing about this is we don't have a second round pick because of the Sam Darnold trade from last year. And we don't have a third round pick because of picking up C.J. Henderson when we gave up Dan Arnold, Jacksonville. So we got a first, fourth, I believe a fifth, sixth, and seventh, if I'm not mistaken. So we don't have a day two pick. And I'm sorry, folks, the first round everybody loves. But it's the day two, the second and third round, where you can find some valuable starters. Ryan Khalil was a second round pick. Okay, Charles Johnson was a third round pick. I could go on and name many players that were picked in the second and third round who have really had pretty good careers as Carolina Panthers. So it's really terrible that we don't have that. And the only way we're going to get it is if we trade our number 6 pick and go down deeper in the draft, which could be a possibility, or if we get rid of a player like McCaffrey and pick up some draft compensation, which I hope doesn't happen, but it's looking like a realistic possibility. Now, I do want to say this. If we stand pat at number 6, there's 3 avenues we can go. Now, the least likely avenue I feel will go is a defensive player. Now, who would that be? In my opinion, it would be Kyle Hamilton, the safety out of Notre Dame. If we were loaded on offense, if we had the quarterback of our dreams, it would finally be wise to have a safety who could really play back there with Chin and our corners, and it would be awesome. But we don't have that luxury. And he is maybe as good as he may be, he might not be that guy who's really going to turn it around. Now, what if a guy like Adrian Hutchinson from Michigan defensive ends there? Be hard not to grab him because he's got a lot of upside. I don't think he'll fall at number 6, but what if he was there? So I think picking a defensive player at number 6 is the least likely. Now, number 2, I would say if we stay at number 6, it's probably going to be quarterback. Now, I know what y'all going to say, offensive line, but hear me out. If the offensive lineman, Ikanu or whatever his name is from NC State, is there at 6 as a tackle, we're going to grab him. There's no doubt. My only fear is he's going to be gone pick number 4 or 5. And if that pans out and Evan Neal goes like number 1 to Jacksonville, the left tackle from Alabama, if we miss out on those 2, I don't think we're going to sit at number 6 and pick an offensive lineman, because we can drop down 4 or 5 spots and get a Charles Cross from Mississippi State, or we can get the Lindstrom guy, the center, dropping down, like 10 picks to number 15 or 16 and pick up some draft compensation. So if we stay at 6, unless it's Ikanu from NC State, or unless it is a guy like Evan Neal was to miraculously fall to 6, I don't think we're going to take an offensive lineman there. I don't think we will reach. We could trade down, pick up some draft compensation, and then we could get our offensive lineman from pick 10 through 18 or whatever it may be and pick up more picks. Now, if we stay at number 6 and the 2 offensive linemen are gone, I could see us taking a quarterback. Now, Kyle Small Hands Pickett's there, and he is a graduate of Pitt, and so is David Tepper. I don't know about his upside. I worry about him. I'd want to stay away from him. Now, Malik Willis is the one who intrigued me. Very athletic. It's got a little shortness to him, but he's got a cannon for an arm. He's very athletic. He's a leader. He says all the right things. I wonder his talent level. He was supposed to go to Auburn, went to Liberty. How well can he play? The one thing about Malik Willis is if we draft him at 6 and he doesn't turn out to be the next Michael Vick or Cam Newton or some, other quarterback that would fit in that mold. And I'm not even just talking about skill set. A Justin Herbert, okay? Different build, different type of quarterback, but picking in that area of the draft where, wow, you roll the dice, this guy's not going to be any good. Why do you take him? And he explodes and becomes great. Malik Willis, if we take him at 6 and we set him a year, but he doesn't turn out, we have really gone through the quarterback carousel with Bridgewater to Sam Darnold, then picking a rookie. It's not going to bode well for us. We're setting our franchise back for many years. And we don't want to be Detroit. We don't want to be Jacksonville. We don't want to be in that realm. We don't want to be starting over forever and ever and ever. Now, the bad thing is if we skip on a Malik Willis, just to say we take an offensive lineman, or we do trade down to spot number 10 and get a guy we like on the line or defensive player, and Malik Willis is to go like at number 7 or 8, and let's say Malik Willis explodes, becomes a star, becomes the next Lamar Jackson, we are really going to we got egg on our face. And we better do our due diligence, because if he is going to explode, we might need to roll the dice and gamble. But if we're unsure, if there's any possibility we think he might be bust, we've got to move on. So that's what I think about this draft. The unfortunate thing is I really think that we need offensive line help so bad. And like I said, unless Evan Neal or Ikenuwu from NC State are there, we need to trade down anywhere from 5 to 10 spots, pick an offensive lineman, and acquire another, like a second round or a third round or whatever we can get in compensation, and acquire some more picks. And hopefully we can pick up an offensive lineman or two through free agency. And that doesn't put the burden of the whole draft on offensive linemen. Although the big kid from Auburn, the offensive guard who ran like he did, that would be a nice surprise. But there's a couple other guys out there that would be nice to have. So what do you guys think? What are you looking forward to in a draft? Do you think we need to, A, a quarterback like a Malik Willis or Kenny Pickett? B, do you think we need to go offensive lineman? Or C, defense? Or trade down and acquire more picks? Leave me some comments. I love the dialogue. Make sure you subscribe, folks. Doesn't cost anything. And pound that like button. And we'll see you on another episode of Carolina Sports Guy.